You can find the whole conversation on Facebook. Where am I? Shanique Miller. Shanique Miller dash the conversation. SHENIQUE Miller. We're live on Facebook, so in the event that this drops, you'll be able to get it. We're talking about life, love, lessons, in a brand new year. If you want to get all of it, I'm in Nassau, Bahamas, on 96.9 Guardian Radio. So, Institute, please do me a favor, share this with as many people as you possibly can. Thank you. If you're in Nassau, I'm glad that you all are tuned in. I'll see you all tonight at iPad Ministries. We start at 7:30. Meet us tonight at 7:30. It's going to be great. Pastor. Apostle.
Sir, you got to turn it around.
These from the exchange. Yeah. Get them on.
It is like banana with a couple of
like real stuff.
The feather that me and being on my tree and take this and get them now.
I'm gonna show you my $10 receipt. I'll show you my receipt, man.
Are you serious, man? This my own, you know.
Right to the exchange.
Are these mini bananas? What is it?
No, these are regular native bananas.
Native banana.
I'm good.
Oh my God, I'm hurt.
They don't yellow and say Shakira.
These are the best bananas.
I just say,
you know what?
thank you.
No, someone tell you to say that.
No, nobody. I've never seen it a day in my life.
This how you look like.
This is the best banana.
I'm okay. You didn't even have to pull
It's
your.
better than Shakira.
You think so?
I telling you.
Okay.
Shanique, look here.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna take one with me.
No, I'm already hurt.
You must eat it now in front of you, Shay.
Yeah.
But those bananas look,
She looking at the color, but the inside don't be like that. Don't need the skin
And
always
it's
be
sweet,
like
man.
that.
I think you should, I think you should peel it and just try it, seriously.
I'm gonna share one with you. Let me have that one by Ivory.
Hold on, you want Ivan or?
Let you have one.
No, you have to have, you take the first piece.
Especially you have one.
Yes. He's eating,
Native
eating
banana.
a native banana. Let's do this.
Yes.
Native banana.
We know we're doing raw, you know.
Okay. Is this called banana? I'm not being funny. I don't know what this is.
It's a banana. Look.
But it's so little.
Yeah, it's you know,
good.
it's not the injected ones that, you know.
It's very good.
Better than
Okay.
Shakira.
It's good.
It's organic. It's everything.
But hold on. No, thank you. I won't have none of that. I hope you had that
Eat the
on.
rest, yeah.
You eat some. I'm nervous. You trying to make me eat, and you won't eat none. I don't know what the side effect is.
I already opened one and eat it so you can see.
Lord Jesus.
He sure wasn't shy eating it. Yo, guess what? Crab lobster. Him, yeah.
Yeah,
Crab lobster.
there's no problem with that.
Oh,
Crab
and Bombay punch.
Yes.
Yeah. Soda. So that's sugar, salt, everything just pile up.
sugar, salt,
Yeah.
and fat.
I mean, he looks okay.
She's on this 100,000 pound. What is it?
Bahamas Weight Loss Challenge. We're
That's
kicking
what it's
obesity
all
in the
about.
gut.
So
Yeah,
that's
we did it this summer. I'm with it.
Bring me to your church. I wanna have a weight loss challenge at your church.
We had one, but you can
I
come
wanna
do
have
another
another.
one. Let's let you get through this first one.
Oh my God, that's good.
You know, I don't like how you insulted the host here. I don't know.
I'm as sharp as I am. We in it together.
Finish that banana. We'll know.
No, finish that banana.
I want you to start a banana.
That's too funny.
I ain't bringing no more, I guess.
Y'all listen, he having them issues here with these bananas, Joe.
No, it's great.
Oh no, finish
It's
the
the
banana.
best banana I've ever had. I've been to Panama, Costa Rica. None of them compare.
Listen,
Nassau, home of the banana.
Absolutely.
I'm doing a commercial.
Yeah, that native banana, y'all, is what he's talking about.
Yes.
People are chiming in, says the native banana is awesome. It's better in the Bahamas, and it's better in banana bread.
I need some of that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Can you, whoever's listening, can y'all bring me some banana bread before I leave?
This chick right here.
Oh, can you give me some
But
banana
these same
bread?
bananas.
With those
Yeah, that's fine. I want to take some. I'm dead serious. I love banana bread.
Yes, you all.
I'm serious.
We're trying to put as much native food in him as possible. He already had a lot from that gentleman there, including native soda. But yeah, welcome back to the conversation, everybody. We have Abaco's watching. Hello, Dr. Bonamy. Hey, Shanique. Welcome to the Bahamas, Pastor Bryant.
Thank you.
Watching from Marsh Harbor, Abaco. And here is, Deborah says, I'm not sure I agree with that men take longer to heal. I've seen otherwise. This is what women are saying.
Yes.
Y'all want to try to bring up this little, song and dance.
But I said that men heal differently.
That's what he said.
That's what I said, that men heal differently. The reality is that 9 times out of 10, I'm just meeting you today, right?
Yes.
I'm just meeting you today. I know nothing about your history of relationships. What I will say is that most men don't break up. They just take breaks. So even if, in fact, they're dissatisfied, they're unhappy, they're unfulfilled, they'll never end it. Because they're always going to keep that door open. Think about it. Don't even argue it. Think on it, because they heal differently.
A man would never call off a relationship, you're saying?
I'm telling you, unless you push him to the fire of making a choice. But 9 times out of 10, the 3 women who are at this table, go back in your mind to how the relationship ended, and 9 times out of 10, you had to end it, or they got caught in something that made you walk away. Take your time, the 3 of you. Why you eat Bahamas bananas?
Well, it looks like nobody has anything to say, so you all
let your
agree.
listeners
Somebody called my name. Now, that point is so powerful, Dr. Brian. And the thing about it is I want to push just that to another level. These 3 women could probably think about relationships that they have exited out of and could pick up the phone right now and call to prove your point and call that individual.
And they're back today.
And unless they walk them through the fire,
yes,
they will entertain a conversation.
Absolutely.
And who knows where else that will go. So
Absolutely.
I think that's
so you're agreeing with me as a man.
Absolutely, 100%.
So I'm yielding to the
The ladies,
sisters.
what's going on now? Why y'all said not be quiet? I did not tell y'all be quiet because a man would agree with another man. What I'm saying is when a woman, a woman is not going to go and open a door that she figure is closed and she's walked out of and shut behind her. A woman is not going to do that. And you figure you didn't leave that dirt,
And I'm
that
telling
trash
you
behind.
that the man didn't close the door.
Yeah.
You did. That's my point. My point is that men, 9 times out of 10, don't bring closure.
They like to keep many doors open.
I didn't say
See,
many.
no, many.
I didn't say many.
Face up what y'all saying.
I said that door. I'm saying that door. And you're so resolved on closure, but you never change the locks. So if, in fact, you're finished, why take the call?
Wow. I'm a 6 small today.
Ladies, I'll tell you that's 2018
Come on,
mantra.
Shaniqua, you ain't saying nothing.
I'm saying it. If indeed you are finished, why take the call? That is what we're not doing that this year. Ladies, we're not taking the call.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, we're not
Come
taking
on,
the
Shay,
call.
what you saying, Shay?
Come on, Dr. Brian.
Shay, when have you been
You know
lost for
what?
words?
You know what? I'm going to agree with Dr. Bryant. However, I think we as women should put ourselves in a better place this year, particularly, and not take the call. Because that's what happens. We continue to
Because
take the
when
call.
you continue going through that revolving door,
Yes.
you don't get anywhere.
No.
You end up being the statistic.
Absolutely.
And so the thing is, if you want different this year, then you must do different. You must believe, be, think, breathe differently so that you attract different. You don't attract the same dude.
No.
Right,
Or a guy, you don't attract the same girl.
right.
You understand?
So that's why it's harder for men to settle down, because there are always available options.
Wow. Agree with that. Yeah.
Shay, come on, don't leave
Yeah,
me
you know
out
what?
here.
2018 is a new
Men,
year for me,
I'll
man.
tell you this: women have the same options available to them, but women tend to make a decision.
Yes.
Why is it that a man feel as though he does not have to make this decision? He's going to
Because-
keep Susie, Jane, and Sally.
Because
stringing-
Shaniqua, your whole life since you were 9, Shay since she was 10, Pastor since she was 11. Imagine being a bride.
Wow.
No man ever grew up imagining being a groom. So that wasn't in my things to do list. I want to be a wrestler, a firefighter. I want to play football.
Never, I want to be a husband.
No. That was never put on as the standard of my hero. Part of the benchmark of womanhood was family, household, children. For manhood is fighting a battle. It is a benchmark of success. So a man is quick on, this is my dream car. Right. It's the woman that says, this is my dream house.
Mm-hmm. So then it takes meeting that special woman. And what is that special woman? But we'll get there.
Yes.
But it takes meeting that special woman that changes his mind or causes him to see himself as a husband.
No, it depends on where that man is in his life. Is that for a man, it has to be in that right timing. So when you go back to whatever's the most significant relationship you had in your life, figure out where was that man in that season. Several things have happened to him for him to get to that point to settle down. He's experienced a death. He's gone through a defeat. He went through a loss. He went through a disappointment. He came through a depression. He did not come through a success. So a man at a place of success is not when he's making a decision to choose.
Hi, caller. Thanks for holding. Hi, how are you? Oh, listen, I am so sorry. It was only a week and a few days. Oh, this is my radio husband. I should have let
I'm going to step out. I feel like
I should have let you know. Thank you very much. Why, thank you.
I decrease. And no, I take it. She's the star all day. I'm just glad to be in the galaxy.
Hi. Hello.
Hello. It is.
Thank you, sir. You making me the star. You don't even know it. Yes. New creature. Old things. All
Thanks. Oh, I love it.
You're
Well,
good.
sir,
You're a good radio husband.
Sir, no, he's perfect. But sir, let me tell you this, sir. It don't matter whether you got your hands up or down, saying hallelujah or otherwise. If you in the church every day or once a year, this men act the same way.
That's not true.
Men act the same way.
You're going into dangerous territory. Are you then suggesting that women in the church and women in the club act the same way?
Of course they do.
No.
These checks in the church, doggone.
That's in the absence of discipleship. I'm going to yield to Pastor Johnson, who is not going to let this go.
Oh, let me tell you about Pastor Johnson. He
Please
said
do.
on this.
No, the wife.
Not me.
That's the apostle. I'm going to Pastor
She
Johnson.
could tell you, chicks in the church, how many ladies have to try beat off for your husband?
Oh, okay, I'm going out. We're going off the air right now.
Right
We're
now.
going to a commercial break.
It's a good time.
The conversation has been brought to you by Local Bananas.
Shanique, they don't be hitting on me.
Boy, please be quiet. Please. Let me say this. Let me just say
Nobody's
this.
interested.
No one's, no one. Speak.
Really?
I'm
speak,
off the
ladies.
market.
Yeah, you are.
Your wife just said right. Let me tell you, and you should know this. You ain't got no ring on your finger. You know the ladies be trying to just rub up on you. And so what I'm saying is this.
What that has to do? You trying to set me up?
What I am saying is this.
Yes. She came around the corner.
Of course, we know that people of faith
Yes.
want to act a certain way and do certain things.
Yes.
But a man of faith, whether he be a man of faith or not,
Yes.
or whether he be just the, Kermit over there, and matter of fact, Kermit perhaps would have more control.
You trying to say Kermit ain't no man of faith?
Kermit would have more self-control than many of these men in church. They leave several doors open to go and string women along to see who it is that they figure they want to settle with. And oftentimes, an eighth woman is the one that they actually bring. Shay, am I right or wrong?
I agree with you, Shani.
These sweeping generalizations are very reckless.
Wow.
And very irresponsible.
Very common.
Very dangerous.
On this show.
No, really. Because if, in fact, there is no standard of character and ethics.
That is what we're talking about.
In
Oftentimes, that's missing, yes.
Yeah, so if you got one or two that have strayed, then you can't say everybody is the exact same. I would pray to believe that after sitting under authentic gospel and teaching, that there is some shift in mind frame, in behavior, and in lifestyle. Otherwise, what is the point?
You're right. I should not have made a generalized statement.
Thank you.
Because
I always wanted to be your friend.
We're friends again.
Yes.
So that's what it is. Here is a text. Welcome back on the air. Thank you, Super Minister Unique Miller. Good show to all the pastors and your guests. Thanks for accompanying our women of God, Sister Shanique Miller. Enjoying the message from them, man of God.
Yes.
Here's another. Pastor Jamal is talking sense. Women talk about family, men talk about his work. They're agreeing that when a man is not ready, and that's funny. So the thing is, boy, ladies, I don't know then. What is it that we do? Because if he's not ready to settle down or be very serious or take it to the next level, then you need to recognize what those signs are and move on and not waste your time.
Right. When God created Adam, several things were in place. When he created Eve, he said, it's not good for this man to be alone. He wasn't saying all men. Some men need to be left alone. Number one, Adam had somewhere to live. He knew what his call was. He knew his assignment.
Adam had a house, or at least was renting somewhere.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. He knew his call. He knew his assignment. He was flowing in his gift. And it wasn't until all of that is in place that God says this man ought not be alone.
Wow.
If a man does not have a stable place to live, does not know what he is called or created to do, is not flowing in his purpose, then he is not suitable for companionship.
Wow. See, and you gave some wonderful tips right there that we ought to look out for this year, and that is just those things. If he so if he still, if he has nowhere to live, if he has he's shiftless, he's not even know what he wants to do at the moment.
Yes.
How do you think that he can turn around and be responsible for you?
He can. If in fact the primary role is to be provider and to be protector. There's a generation right above ours that if in fact the woman had money and the man didn't, then the woman would slip the money under the table. So you pay for it. In this hour, he'll just say, oh, you got it. It ain't even paying Dutch.
No,
she's taking the whole thing.
Where did that pride go for men, though? And where did this sort of entitlement on, for example, let's say I would make more money and he feels as though I'm doing better than him, and so he's just sitting there and like, okay, Shani, take care of it. Where did that come from?
Well, part of that strand that sociologists would have to unpack came from boys being raised by single mothers. So if I'm raised by a single mother, I've never seen how a woman is supposed to be treated. And that my mother then pays the rent, buys my clothes, prepares my meal, puts me to bed. So I'm not really looking for a wife, I'm looking for a mom replacement. And so that begins to then come out. So you're saying that men don't even open doors, they're not pulling out chairs, there is no sense of celebration of really celebrating your femininity. So I'm celebrated at work. So imagine if Lady Miller is married to somebody and all day her husband didn't say nothing to her about, I'm glad you're back, I missed you, hope you had a great trip, you look wonderful, the week was terrible without you. He didn't say nothing. And then she gets to work and then some stranger calls on the radio and says, listen, I want to be your man. I missed you all week. You're amazing. You understand? That's exactly what happened for the serpent to come into Eve. Is that nobody ever talks about Adam being out of place. And the reason why the serpent is able to gain entrance is because Adam failed in his responsibility of pastoring one member.
His wife.
Right. Adam as the pastor of one member and failed on doing discipleship. So at some point we got to figure out, how do you pastor home? How do I do all of that? So that inequity has got to have a shift. If I understand that the home is older than the church,
Yes.
so that my first level of ministry happens in that living room.
Yeah, absolutely.
What happens to
the bedroom?
Shanique, what happens to the man? Well, two things I want to jump in here with. I think a lot of us as women, sometimes we settle.
Yes.
Not that we don't know what it is that we want, we're looking for in a mate, but I think we settle because we think of, one, the ratio men to women, and also, two, sometimes we feel like we can get the man to change or to become what it is that we're looking for. And I think we settle a lot in there, and then we would be the individual to then complain about the behavior of the man, but then we are just to blame because we accept that. And then secondly,
what we don't talk about, Shay, is the men that settle.
Yeah.
So I'll take you because you're attractive,
Right.
not because you add to what I'm building.
Right.
Nor do we ever talk about women who don't have arm candy but leg candy.
Ooh.
So the leg candy is not necessarily where I can take you, but I hate sleeping by myself.
That's
good.
And so I'll make a sacrifice because I'd rather be with somebody who's cheating than be alone by myself.
Wow. And you know what? I think we as individuals, both men and women, I think we know what we're dealing with. But we that's just where we're at. And rather than dealing with ourselves, we accept, what you call it? Leg candy?
Yeah, leg candy.
Leg candy. That is deep. But I think we know where we're at, Shanique, as women and as men. And sometimes we settle for different reasons. For the men, for leg candy, and for the women to get their bills paid. But the fact of the matter is, if you are looking for a mate, you have to become what it is that you're looking for. And I truly believe that.
Yeah, and when I learned that, it became so empowering. And so you don't settle.
No, you don't settle.
You don't entertain. You'd rather be alone than entertain Tyrone. Tyrone is the name I use.
Yes.
You know, Erica Badu called Tyrone.
Yeah, yes.
And so you would settle for something like that. And the thing is, when a woman becomes empowered in that and know herself and her self-worth, those things stop. She doesn't do those things anymore. Caller, thank you for holding. Welcome to the conversation. Great, thank you. Dr. Jamal Bryant.
Yes. Oh Lord. Yeah, I'm familiar with. Yes. First of all, I can't go with your premise that the serpent is Adam's private part because I don't think the private part can eat an apple. So when it is that the serpent comes into, yes. Yeah, I don't know any. This is all alien to me, sir. I don't know.
Thank you very much,
anything
sir.
on this
Thank you for
imagery.
calling. You're done?
No, I'm done. I'm done. I've not read the book he's referencing.
Wow.
Yeah. This texter says you support the point that Steve Harvey makes in his book that says a man is not ready to marry until he is financially stable, have identified what it is that they want to do in life, career-wise, and have reached their definition of success.
No, I don't agree with it because I think the reality is that when you find somebody, no matter what your economic state is if it is a suitable helper, then they can help you build. See, what has happened in this generation is a whole lot of people have become married to their careers and then say, I want to come back and do relationship later. So then at that point, I'm not really looking for somebody to build with. I'm looking for somebody to celebrate with. The problem is that then puts the relationship at a different standing. So if in fact I am a single pastor of a 10,000 member church, who I would be looking for as a suitable mate is different than who I was as a single pastor when I had 45 members. Because I have more at stake, more that has been built. How are you going to help me get to that next level? So finding somebody who you can build with, not somebody who can just sunbathe on the balcony with.
So hold on, so a lady can, I hate to put you on the spot like this, but, I can't have aspirations to come and be your first lady and just sunbathe?
No.
Oh.
No, I mean, that would work if I'm a lifeguard.
Wow.
So if I'm a lifeguard, then do that while I'm doing my job. But if, in fact, I am building something, you can't have somebody who's afraid of construction. And a lot of people want a finished product, and they don't want to build with you, sweat with you, grind with you, and then don't understand why it is that they don't share with you.
But what do you say to the woman who has built?
Yes.
And build, and I'm going to say it one more time, build.
Yes.
And then it came to an end, and now she is looking again, and maybe she doesn't want to rebuild.
Yeah, there are women who are in that position who figure, I've built already.
The question was, is a man ready when it is that he's financially stable?
Right.
And we weren't talking about women.
Right.
So I'm saying to you that a man can get there. You have a lot of women, because you all are nurturers by nature, will take in a project. And you're going to help that man. I'm not saying you personally.
No, I get it.
I'm saying we'll help you develop that man, and then he gets on his feet and leaves.
Yes.
And that is
Because it was not a partnership.
It was
a mentorship.
Right.
And those are two different things. You're
powerful.
never supposed to stay with
That's
your mentor.
powerful.
And that is why I think
That's powerful.
You know what?
So you preparing him for another woman.
That's powerful.
You know, my grandma used to say, fattening frog for snakes.
Yeah, and we had those conversations where women have been on the show and talked about how they felt they were the ones who wanted to do the construction and be in the construction phase and all this stuff, and ended up single still.
Yes.
And so the thing is, many women, as Shay mentioned to you, figure that they've built already, they've put in that kind of work. They are no longer interested in going through that, getting dirty and dusty and all the dust that comes with construction zones. They are no longer interested in that. And yes, they will support that man's dream. They will assist him in his endeavors, his goals, his aspirations for whatever the project is, whatever the
Shanique,
business is.
Let me ask you a question. You're attractive, articulate, beautiful, world-traveled. What then happens to men who are interested in women like you and Shay, if in fact the higher standard now is Oprah Winfrey? If Oprah Winfrey says, I can amass all of this wealth, I can get to the top of my career, but I don't want to settle down. So you're going to be just my little toy for 25 years, but I don't want to have a commitment. What then does that do for men who want to go with upwardly mobile women? I can't hear nobody. Caller, where are you?
Man, I'm going to
Here's
have
Here's a text message.
Yes.
A man will only go as far as a woman will allow him to go. If she keeps accepting him back after he does his shh,
Yes.
he knows he has cork and will never stop. You forgot a group. The newer generation that just want fair treatment, both in law, culture, norms, duties, etc. Women started it, and they were on the right track, but somewhere they got their equality and now expect the same old benefits. Women and certain men have to be realistic about changing times. Good show, though. First of all, I'm not one to believe I'm equal to a man. I think that texter is trying to say that now that women have women's rights and all this stuff going on women's lives, that women need to step up to the plate and as you say, deal as a man would deal.
Okay, so for the listeners, in the studio with us is Pastor Johnson from iPad Ministries. I'll be there tonight at 7:30.
Yes.
She is an author. She is a evangelist. She is a life coach. She is a business strategist. And when she's finished all of that, she wants her husband to treat her like a woman. And so one does not negate the other. And so where a lot of insecure men then want to separate, because I've got drive, because I have goals, because I have ideals, that doesn't mean at the end of the day I don't want to be treated like a woman.
Yes.
So a hardworking woman does not morph into a man. And so I think that somehow we have...
That's the whole subject there.
Yeah,
Let's
we've
right
diluted it to say that you got to pick one. To be a lady means I'm meek and demure and mild, and I'm going along and I'm not driven, and that is not the case.
Listen, Dr. Bryant, that is an area right there that unfortunately most, because see, I that's the category I fit in.
Yes.
After all I've done,
Yes.
I just want to be your wife. Nothing else. I don't want to run anything.
Yes.
I just really want to rub your feet. I want to run your bath, but I still want to do me.
My Lord, and bring bananas.
And bring bananas and bacon.
A total woman.
So the thing
Who
is,
could ask me anything else?
but the thing is, most men, they don't get that. They think that you want to run the ship.
Yes.
They think you want to run the ship. At least, listen. I don't want to run. I don't want to run the ship. I don't want to.
Yes.
I tell you, ladies, we have this kind of road we have to kind of walk in 2018 to get men to understand that a Shay King, who is accomplished in her own right and doing amazing things, simply just want to, at the end of the day, be your wife. Understand that.
That's all, man. Of Bahamas, y'all better get to the studio. Shay waiting on you.
Stay exactly where you are, guys. It's 5 o'clock. The news at 5 is straight ahead. When we come back, we will continue this conversation. Also shift gears a bit and get you thinking about 2018 in other areas as well. Stay exactly where you are. This is The Conversation. We're going to take a break and go to the news at 5 and come back with more after that.
Man, that's it. Dr. Bryant, we get
Put you on blast.
I said, Shay, waiting on you. Man, listen. Oh, man, listen. That there is a whole
Another show. Because I can imagine Mandel. No. She working? Come. Not even career, just working. She working? No, you what your bill is? What you doing? I go, gosh, how you can do that? How can you make those demands?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a very quiet lady. What's up? I need you to jump in. Don't worry about this gentleman. He'll be all right.
Wow. He's really listening. He's making some powerful points. Everybody.
Absolutely.
Really.
Let me tell you, at this stage, oh man, you don't.
I wanted to ask a question, Doctor. Yeah. Okay. What do you say to this area where maybe a woman that's empowered, confident, succeeding, and all of the above, like you said earlier, you stated earlier, what you think about in a situation where if she comes in contact with another male character, a person, and the both of them are succeeding.
Yes.
Sometimes what do you think about in terms of us clashing? You think what does that represent? What do you think in terms with the man or the woman?
A man is competitive by nature.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, he doesn't even mean to do it.
Right.
But a man is innately an Olympiad.
oh.
So even while
good.
you're doing the health challenge, right? So it
it's
don't even have to
important.
be anything in depth. If me and Shay are together and she done lost 10 pounds, I done lost 7. 7 is great for me, but in my mind now I got to get past 10.
So it's just not okay compared.
Yeah.
So that's why I guess if you are successful
Yes.
and you're a strong woman,
Yes.
one of the things you don't want to do is mess with his ego. Then
Yeah.
you have to find a way to
But-
balance
yeah, but
that to
part of-
honor him.
But
or
part
something
of that has to be the man being able to appreciate your gift.
Yes.
Okay, so when I was married, my wife did all of my finances because that's not an area I'm good in. But she wasn't going to preach on no microphone.
Right.
But all the bills that was coming through that house, and that didn't mean I was any less than a man, but I knew that's where the gift was. And so the man has to understand where's the security in what it is that I do and the confidence in what it is that she does. So if me and Shay are together, right? Me and Shay are together, I'm not going to be in a competition as to who can rub feet better. This is what Shay does.
So you would let her deal with the
Oh,
bananas.
Shay, have the feet.
That's
What
what.
about
That's
the
why I couldn't get
bananas?
past.
Have the bananas.
But see, the thing is,
Yeah.
what kind of man gets there? Because on a serious note, right?
Yes.
In my relationship, I had a 25-year marriage, 5
Yes.
children, beautiful
Yes.
marriage.
Yes.
But I homeschooled my children.
Yes.
And I really put what I wanted to do on hold
Yes.
because I wanted to rear my family.
And how old is your youngest?
He's now 11. My
Yeah.
oldest is 26, and my youngest is 11.
And are you dating now?
No, not
You
yet.
have to.
Yeah, well, I am. I'm dating. I'm not dating, but I'm open to dating.
I'm telling you, is your 11-year-old is how old?
My 11-year-old is how old?
I mean, your 11-year-old is a male or a boy.
Oh,
right?
boy. But he lives with his dad. He doesn't live with me. I live by myself.
Oh, yeah, then you need to go on now.
Yeah,
Because you're going to hit a brick wall.
No.
And I'm telling you.
Oh, talk to me.
Yeah, no. I'm telling you because you're a residential empty nester. So because your son is not with you, you still have that vacuum as a mom
Yes.
to take somebody. You're supposed to be taking care of somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how it
Yeah.
goes.
So you're gonna mess up in a vulnerable place and fall in love with your deficit. You know what I'm saying? So you'll know that this is somebody who doesn't have the strength that you need. But there's a part of you that says, I'm supposed to be taking care of somebody. I'm supposed to be cooking
That's
for
powerful.
somebody.
That's awesome.
I'm supposed to be making up somebody's bed. And so because you're 11-year-old in there, you'll take a substitute. So you're going to have to be very open and vigilant to say, God, give me somebody I don't have to take care of. Or else your maternal instinct is going to jump in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you say to this? Because I've been asking because I counsel a lot too. Sometimes you come in contact with a lot of cases like this, where a lot of women who are successful again, independent, successful, doing well, they come in contact with men who maybe have a level of insecurity.
Yes.
Sometimes they were not aware of it at the beginning.
Yes.
And, I guess they find out after a while. And with men, they're not aware of their insecurity at some point.
Yes.
And so, because of their dysfunction, what they do is try to break the woman, the female, rather than empower her.
Or leave. So it will take a different kind of man to date Shanique. Okay? Because, and you will be able to identify with it, because it's not just that she's attractive, articulate, well-traveled, educated, but because she's known without him. See, most men have to present the woman. So what then happens when she has to then do the networking? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So just as she is a automatic nurturer, right? So how then, if every woman I've dated needed something, so I gotta slip her something for rent, I gotta slip her something for the car note, and she's coming
So now
to
you
me.
come with somebody who's bringing something.
Yeah, she's coming off of American Airlines first class on her own miles. So I don't need to be nice to you for you to take me on a trip, because I'm going because I just feel like taking some days. That then makes me recalibrate as a man, because I'm used to being the protector and the caregiver, and I don't know how to be the compliment. So I've got to recalibrate how it is that I approach, because I understand that what she requires is different than what I'm used to doing, because as a sugar daddy, you can't question me, because I'm paying bills. But now that I'm a peer, no, you know what I'm saying? Now that I'm a peer, and you're not paying for nothing in here, then I'm holding you to accountability of manhood, not as an ATM. Yeah, so what I'm looking for is loyalty, not a Louis Vuitton bag. You got me? So I got all the bags, I got all the
You're not
shoes.
interested in that.
I've been on all the trips. So I don't need you to give me that. The only thing I require is loyalty and consistency. And if you can't give me that, I'm good.
Wow. Hold on.
Does that make sense?
I stood in my little corner. You got me messed right now. Oh, but you need to be on the date. Man, listen. You know I'm going to get there.
You're going to get there. You're going to get
So
there.
how do you shift from nurturer to
Listen, I think I've already started the ship because I'm out of that zone. But them first 6 months, I wanted to be pregnant again. Lord, I don't know what I was going through.
Yeah, I told you because
Yes,
you have that
yes.
need.
I wanted to cook something for
So
somebody.
what about her if she's nurturing? How, and let's say if she comes in a relationship, how does she transition from that? Because let's say
Is to give
somebody
herself permission to do nothing.
Yeah,
And we
there.
are back. Thank you.
Jeez.
Thank you very much, Kermit. We are back. Welcome back to the conversation. I see a call that's holding. I don't know if to go straight to that. Let's just see. Are you there, caller? Hi, welcome. Welcome to the conversation. It's great to have you on the show. Hi.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Caller, tell me your name, sir. What is your name? Tony. So you are starting in Genesis 1. Let's go to Genesis 3. In Genesis 3, after the fall of man, they're put out, and God says, "You two will not eat, but by the sweat of your brow." So this is not new. Beginning in Genesis 3, women had to work. Right? That's in the same Bible you're reading. That now that you've been thrown out, now you got to build your own house. So beginning in Genesis 3, women been working. You asked, your question was defining the roles of modern day women. And I'm saying to you that men and women started working in the same chapter. In Genesis 1, he didn't have to do nothing but dictate. Is that they had to create a whole new world because they just got evicted out of the Garden of Eden. Yes, yes. In Genesis 3, if you'll read it when you get off the air, you'll see that when it is that they're both banished out of the garden, both of them have to plant for the very first time. Both of them have to build a home for the very first time. Both of them now have to look out for each other for the very first time. He did not give separate rules for Adam and Eve. He said the only thing that was different is that now you'll have pain in your childbearing. But otherwise, everybody had the same responsibility. Yes. No, I'm saying that they're still their helpmate. Yes, I'm agreeing with you, sir. Yes, the woman is still the helpmate. Shay wants to help you get off your feet. She got cocoa butter right here.
And bananas.
And bananas.
Messed up.
Welcome back. We just wanted to get to that call. I don't like to keep my callers holding too long, but welcome back to the conversation. Normally what I do is kind of acknowledge my sponsors at this time, so I'll just quickly do that. And then I want to hear about, you have an engagement this evening where you're speaking. I want to hear about that, where it's going to be, and what you are going to be sharing with everybody that shows up. But first, my show today is being brought to you by Sammy's Chicken. Get you some of that good. Did you get that? Good chicken?
Yes.
Fidelity Bank Bahamas. High fidelity, alive, believe in best. Did you all see that commercial that I'm in with Alive? Did you all see it?
I didn't. I'm going to look for it this afternoon.
Yeah, what I'm going to do is send it to Ivory if I can find it, and I need him to send that to you. Yes. We also being brought to you by Easy Payday. Hello, Easy Payday. Ministry of National Security. Hello to you, Minister Dames. How are ya? What special stuff y'all got going on? Easy Car Sales. I know a friend that just went there today, and she's so pleased with her Honda vehicle. It's an SUV, and so she's super pleased. Easy Car Sales put smiles on the faces of everyone that walks through the door. At fantastic prices as well. Island Game, a big hello to you, Erica and the gang. Sunshine Insurance, the National Lead Institute. Hello, Troy Clark. I know you're going to be on the show on Monday talking about the incredible things that you're doing at the National Lead Institute. Looking forward to it. And also a big hello, and thank you for sticking around. BTC. BTC wants you to stay with the company that connects every island, rock, and key in the Bahamas. Thank you all so much, sponsors. You all are fantastic. Listen, if you want to be added to this list of sponsors, give Janet Lees or Brethel Lightfoot a call at 302-2304. 302-2304. It will be fantastic to have you on board. I will give you a super big welcome, and thank you for coming on board, okay? And so listen, so this evening you're speaking. Tell me, because I know that's the reason you're here in the Bahamas. And it wasn't just to come see me, which I'm happy that you're spending these 2 hours with me.
Bananas.
And eat some bananas from Shay. Matter of fact, I see half. You're going to have to eat the rest of that. No, seriously.
We're sharing.
We're
on a health challenge.
Which you've broken already because you
Yes.
had yourself a Gombe punch.
Yes.
Yeah, so what's happening? What brought you to the Bahamas this time?
I am so grateful and honored my covenant brother and sister, Pastor and Apostle Johnson from iPad Ministries, is having a 2-day intensive. Last night was our kickoff on becoming the king, or in your instance, the queen that you have been created to be. And tonight is really talking about tapping into your dreams, your potential, and finding what it is that God has called you to do. Is not just to be in the pew, but to go from an audience to an army. So those who really want to get on the front line for your life and recalibrate it, tonight is going to be CPR, that we bring dead dreams back to life and help you breathe again in a capacity that you haven't, because you've been suffocated by circumstances and situations that have been outside of your control. But tonight, you have to get early. I'm telling you, it's going to be packed and jammed.
Oh, sounds fantastic. I mean, this is the kind of message that I'm a proponent of, something that I've been pushing, really, not just because it's a new year,
Yes.
But for the longest while, and particularly because it's a new year, for us to do it differently, for us to kind of be more effective and efficient. I mean, you see this watch I'm wearing, this very incredibly expensive, incredible watch?
Yes.
$9.99.
Very
You know what
nice.
this is? You see the globe there?
Yes, with the airplane.
Yes, with the airplane. That is symbolic of saying, I am going after everything this
Yes.
year. And so I wear it with pride. $9.99, that's all. But it's super expensive to me. It is priceless to me. And so you all need to get this evening to hear this fantastic man. I follow you on Twitter, I think, and I like what you push. And I've heard you speak. I've seen videos, etc. And this is something that you need. I mean, he's just sharing little tidbits here and there with us. But this is something you need to be a part of, something that you need to kind of show up at iPad this evening at 7 o'clock. Show up so that you can just, absorb all of this. You know, Lady Denise, this is incredible for you to, number one, be able to have Jamal Bryant here, but then also to assist our Bahamian people who, RBC closing certain branches and moving abroad. People are just searching for what is next. What is it that I need to do to get my life aligned to where in the direction I want to see it go?
Yes, okay. What I believe is that a lot of people are, at this time, in the body of Christ, and not just in the body of Christ at large, trying to connect with their inner purpose. Because a lot of people have been living their life, through the lens of others, and stipulations, and trying to, be that what they are expected to be, and they have never really took a moment to have that inner connection with themselves, to connect. And I believe that, when that happens, there is an awakening that takes place that shifts everything for you, even what you attract to you. Yes, when that awakening takes place. And, I believe that, in this meeting tonight, a lot of that is what's going to happen. And I believe that because of that, we're going to experience cycles being broken off of the lives of people, who have just been going to church, in and out of church, but, experiencing the same situations because, it's something that's dealing with the mindset. And this man of God, one of the things that he's doing, he's speaking to the kings. He's a king speaking to the kings and queens in us. One of the things I heard a person say, you could talk to the fool or you could talk to the king. And so on last night he spoke to the kings and the queens, and there was indeed an awakening in the house of God on last night. I believe it's going to be awesome.
Super. I agree with you. When you're intentional about changing your life, everything in it changes. Last year, and it continues this year, but last year I decided to just be very intentional. And, I ended the year being honored 3 times. Mm-hmm. In December, I was among women from around the world given an award in media from the Celebrating Women International organization.
Congrats.
And so this is what, and I didn't say that just to push it out there. I'm just saying, when you are intentional and when you make intentional decisions about decluttering your life and about attracting the things, I love that, the law of attraction, attracting the things that will benefit and grow you. Everything in your life changes. Everything in your life changes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just waiting some other things to just come. But it's just wonderful. I'm looking forward to this. So again, where is iPad located and what time, etc.?
Okay, service starts tonight at 7:30 p.m. Yes, the doors will be open from 7 o'clock. Intercessory prayer will start. We're going to get up and running. It's going to be an awesome time. We are located Martin Close. That's off Cowpen Road. It's the corner right before. There's a place that's called 21st Century on Cowpen Road, and the corner would be right before that corner. The sign is up. You'll see iPad Ministry, and on that folder, there's a folder there with Apostle Ivory and Denise Johnson, and so it would not be hard for you to find. If you need any other information, you could contact us at 4322261. 4322261.
Fantastic. Once again, that's this evening at 7. Shay, I see you nodding like you planning on being there in the house. Everybody should be there. Just crowded up. Yeah, just crowded and let's just hear some stuff, man. I'm all for this. On Facebook Live, hello Facebookers. Thank you for sharing this video. You guys are super. Thank you very much for participating as well. Linda says, welcome to the beautiful island of the Bahamas. I see Pastor Johnson. His mom was very nice to me. Ricky Taylor says, real bananas, Dr. Brian. Them some real bananas.
Hey.
Play with the Chiquita.
Look at that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, absolutely. He ate it all of it. Yes, it's only so big, but he ate it all. Hello to you, Cheryl Knowles. Feta Palacious says, sir, you are so true. I experienced this. I'm guessing she's talking about the whole relationship stuff we've been going on with the first hour. Also, Chelsea Johnson says, Dr. Jamal is correct. That's a single man, was Shanique. Shanique says, this is another Shanique.
Oh, okay.
The Shanique on the feed.
Okay.
He can do whatever single, although he shouldn't, but after marriage, there's a standard. I guess she's saying what a single man can do and versus a married one. So hello to you, Dionisio. Also, Kate Redeemer Mills is watching. She says, great show. She continues, I think a lot of men just look for excuses not to settle down because they feel they do have a lot of options and do not feel the need to settle with just one. Here it is. He has to be leading himself before he can lead you. Exactly. She's agreeing. Hello to my cousin Ariel. She was watching. Boy, Shanique is super active here. Shanique says, then if the woman leads, he perceives her as controlling. That's another thing. Well, yeah, you want to be like that. So the order and balance is off, causing dysfunction. Yeah, no, because if a woman's strong and she leading, which I'm not, listen, I ain't leading nobody.
But why is it that why does she feel like the woman is leading? Because the woman is...
Because she's the successful woman.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean she's leading the marriage. She can still be successful and still submit to her husband.
But, oftentimes, now, there are women who don't know how to separate it and leave it at the door. For example, they're the manager, the general manager, the vice president, whatever it is. the Oprah Winfreys, and they don't know how to leave it at the door. But oftentimes when a woman wears that hat, you know what it is. We've had those conversations where men feel as though she's controlling. You all want independent and controlling, but when it shows up, then you don't know how to deal with that. How do you speak to that woman who wears that hat, but her guy is looking at her, her husband is looking at her like, damn, you're just a little too controlling. I can't deal with you.
Yeah, I don't think that success is controlling, nor is leadership controlling. What is amazing in the next room is Kermit.
Yes.
Kermit is Kermit is running the board. He's piping in the music. He's making sure that the calls go through, and understands that I can lead without being seen.
Ooh,
and one of the powers of leadership and influence is a woman has to know how to lead her man without telling him what to do. And sophisticated leadership understands what that gift is.
Fantastic. We're getting to some more comments on Facebook. Hello to you, Ricky Taylor. Also, Shanique says, Shanique, you co-hosting the show with me today, girl. She says, we all need to realize that all we need is God. A partner is supposed to add to the joy in life and help manifest purpose. Marriage involves many troubles, as the Bible says. So if you make that decision, the troubles need to bring you closer together in growth rather than create division. And as different as each individual is, all marriages too are different. Here, hello to everybody who's watching. Ask Dr. Bryant. This is Cordero in Tallahassee. Says, ask Dr. Bryant if these hoes still ain't loyal. What? No, that was a sermon. That was a sermon topic by him. I know what he was talking about. Go right ahead, sir.
It's been a pleasure being on. I will see you all tonight at iPad Ministries at 7:30.
Yes.
God is going to do something amazing. It's been a privilege having the best bananas in the world.
Yes.
And being with some of the most brilliant women in the Bahamas. Thank you so much for having me. I can't wait to see you. If, in fact, you're on social media, please follow me at Jamal H. Bryant on all social media. That's on Twitter, on Facebook, and Instagram at Jamal Bryant. Let me know that you listen to the show on today.
Absolutely, and you can watch him live on Shanique Miller The Conversation, as many of you are. So that's fantastic. You get an opportunity to see him, his expressions, and experience the fun on a different level. Here also is Yoshan Dixon. Oh my God, my favorite pastor. Hashtag glory. Laverne says, he's mine too. He's my pastor as well. Desmond Williams says, is the service at iPad going to be streamed live? They want to know that tonight.
One of my Facebook friends.
Callie Boros is watching. She says, the man settled for the Oprah woman because he wants to live well off of her. Or did the man just wants to also be by himself? Sherry says, anonymous question. So is it okay for a woman to commence a relationship if unemployed and without an income, but building her